Yes, I caved. We have a storm rolling in this morning, so it's really quiet, more bugs than birds. I was thinking earlier about a conversation that I had with a man. I guess I was like maybe 13 years old. I had this conversation with a man who is a member of the congregation of the church that I grew up in. I grew up in the United Methodist Church. And this man was the only person in the congregation besides myself who was interested in theology and world religion. And so he and I had a lot of conversations, although I was having them from a slightly different perspective, I think, than he was or than he thought that I was having them. But I remember one time he said he sees all these people, particularly young people, who are wearing symbols from other cultures, tattoos, things on their shirts, on their clothing, jewelry, whatever, that are writings, words, or just symbology from other cultures. And he was talking to me about how dangerous that is to do, and how if you don't know what something means, then you don't need to have it on your person. And I remember thinking, huh, and also, but how? How would it be dangerous if you don't know? Because if you don't know, then you can't be intentionally evoking it in any way. And therein lies the rub. One of the things that we talk about in the long-term training that I mentor, the spirited path, is that vulnerability is consent. And that is a tricky statement to make because it's a very charged. It always elicits like gasps and so forth. And what I mean by that is not knowing in the spirit world is still permission. Lightning. Not knowing that something is a spell, or knowing that it is a spell and not really understanding what you're doing and going through with it, understanding that words and intention, especially laced with emotion, evoke change. They go out into the world with their own agency and they do stuff that is beyond your control. I think that's a really important conversation to be having right now. What spells are you weaving without realizing that you are? It's so much bigger than wearing symbols or getting tattoos of things from other cultures. I think that that's important to understand. I think that is a form of appropriation, but I think it's important to understand that you are interacting with things that have agency. They do stuff in the world. That's why they were designed. That's why they have persisted as long as they have. The things that you give your attention to, doom scrolling, the news, the media, Hollyweird, all of this, poor leadership, or even your own thoughts. If you feel like you can't control your own thoughts, all of these things are evoking change. They are magic at their core. And the more we understand that, the more that we delve into an elder's study of the field or the path that we want to know more about, or even just being able to hold our awareness in a more positive place for ourselves. Not positive like Instagram guru positive, but like healthy for you. That's what it's about. And that's what we have to do right now. That is a huge part of our regulation, our meditation, our intention, and our manifestation right now.